Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about one of the tools that I use in video production and actually in controlling the sound too. But we'll get to that more later. And that tool is a tablet. It doesn't actually matter which tablet you use. You don't actually even have to use a tablet. I just prefer a tablet. I have this one and another one. And as you can see, the picture, this is part of what I'm going to show you with this tablet today. But before we do that, let's get a word from our sponsor. All right. First thing I want to show you is what this contraption does. Well, not contraption, you know what I'm talking about. What this does. This is a telestrator. Um, well, it's a tablet, but it's acting as a telestrator. And as I draw, you can see stuff coming on the camera. And let's see, let's switch, let's clear that. And then let's switch to, oh, and basically all it is used for is like I'm talking about this device right here. So I can circle it and then tell you, don't pay no attention to that stuff over there. And I have to walk around this table to get to that chair. So it's basically the same thing that um, the still on there. I got to turn it off, get it all off, delete one thing at a time. It's basically what the broadcasters at sports events use, and there's some other things you can use it for, but that's just one of the tools that I use this for. All right, one of the other places I use the A9 tablet is in the studio, the control room of my church where we do the live streaming from. I use the tablet, as you can see. I can get it to focus. That's the program for the Behringer X32 mixing board. And I have it open up because we don't have that here. So I put it in demo mode, so that allows me to run, I can get it to focus, that allows me to run the X32 at another project that I'm working on at present, setting up the sound system in a theater. So that allows me to do that. And what I use it for here in the church is this Meta. The software is called Meta Control. And it's the mixing software for the ATEM. Oops. So this allows me to be able to walk around, and you see camera 1 is on preview. Right there, camera 1 is on preview. Camera 3 is on program. So this helps me run, it helps me run the ATEM from in here. And as you can see, the ATEM is all the way over there. I also have the software on my computer over here. That's the station where the main person is operating. This is my station where I control everything, the feed out to YouTube, the sound on the mix for the stream, and I can also control the cameras if they're not. We do a lot of training for volunteers, so if they're not mixing where I want them to mix or as fast as I need them to mix, I can do it from over here. That's so everything I can control from over here, but I usually let them control it over there. But and the other reason why I have this is because when I go down to receive communion, I'll turn around, I'll take it with me, and I'll go all the way down. And after I take communion over here, I walk over here and walk in that little alcove to the side, so people won't be talking about, why is he on a tablet? He just went to communion. I can switch the camera, because when we first start communion, the choir is receiving communion as well, and they don't start singing yet. So I'll have this shot here basically, and then when the choir starts singing while I'm down there, I can switch the camera to them. So this allows me, if there are times when, for example, we're here by ourselves and I need to run the soundboard, I can also switch the cameras from over here and run the soundboard. So it makes life a lot more convenient. So that's the another use for my A9, and I have the A9 Plus as well, but I use this one the most because it's slightly smaller. La 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 la. Now you should be able to hear me in the background speaking very loudly, and I'm going to control that sound with this, and see, now you can just hear me. And when I go up, now you can hear me in the background. Whoa! But I can control the sound with my tablet on the Behringer X32. Using my Samsung A9 tablet for my GPS. It also plays the music. If you look up in the right hand top right corner, you can see the iHeartRadio symbol. I can play music from the GPS and control it that way. It gives me a nice big screen. This is an older truck, so I have to have one of those Bluetooth over FM radio signal devices, so I can hear the music, but it works fine. It brings my older truck, which is a 2008, into the modern age with the GPS and the radio. So that's just one of the things I do with my Samsung A9. This is the other place I use my tablet. I use it in my newer car as well. I don't have to, but the reason I use it is because, as you can see, the GPS is up much higher, and my GPS in the car is much lower. I mean, it's basically the same, but I have to, when I'm looking, it's a slight turn that way to get to that GPS versus having to do that. So that's why I use this. My car is a really nice car, but it's a little bit older, and the GPS is down a lot lower. Most of the newer cars have the GPS up higher like this. They have basically a tablet in the car, so that's why I use it in my newer car as well. So yeah, that's why I used it. That's the other place I use the tablet.